Hey, this is Beverly Bozeman. I am the creator of About Her Ministry and the recently released international best-selling book, Diary of a First Lady, Shiloh Grammar. Thank you guys so much for stopping by. I really do appreciate it. Be sure and share this broadcast with your friends and your family. And if this is your first time on my channel, welcome, and I hope that you come back again. So I am just sharing a little bit of information with you guys about her ministry, and it's really good stuff. So I hope you have a few minutes to listen. So I am in the process of revamping About Her Ministry, and for those who haven't been following me long, About Her Ministry is a platform as well as a YouTube channel where I created it in, I want to say, March of last year, and the purpose was to interview the women who impact our churches and communities. And I have I don't even know, 25, 35, 45 interviews that are at the beginning of this channel. And the women are first ladies, female pastors, female evangelists, female prophetesses, just women who hold specific titles within the churches. And I really met a lot of great women. I really did. And their stories were really, really intriguing and fascinating. And the conversations that we had when the filming stopped, that was even better. And it made me realize that there were other women who had stories to tell, but they may not have had the positions in the church or the specific titles. So I was inclined to interview women who were considering themselves as kingdom women, Christian women, but they had businesses and they didn't necessarily have that particular title within the church. And so I interviewed those women, and their stories were really good. And the conversations that we had before and after the recording was really good as well. And so I think I have come to, well, the show or the platform has come to the end of that particular phase, because the stories and the conversations that I have had with these ladies has allowed me to see that there are other ladies who have stories that need to be told. And these ladies that I have interviewed, they have been in positions of authority. They have been in kind of like position of notoriety, some of them because they come from like mega churches. And then some have their own businesses to where they're active in the community and they meet a lot of people. So there are women who are on the other end of the spectrum, but they are still survivors, or they are still creators. They are originators, but they don't hold a title, and they're not necessarily in what I call marketplace ministries. They don't necessarily have a business. They may work a 9-to-5, may be retired, may even be unemployed, but every woman has a story to tell. So I am revamping About Her Ministry, and we're going from interviewing women who impact our churches and communities to women who have stories to tell that can help another woman tell her story. I hope that makes sense. We are now going to be interviewing women who have a story of triumph, of survival, of clarity, anything that is a part of their lives that has helped to create who they are now and who they plan to be in the future. And their story, they're telling their story, will help another woman tell her story. Okay? And so what you can expect will be interviews. It might be somebody that you know, and you might say, I never knew that they went through that. That explains a whole lot. Or it could be somebody that you have never seen before. You may never meet them, but their story can be something that you can pass along to a young lady in your life, or a young lady that you may meet down the road, or might even be motivation to help you to talk about what's going on with you or something that you've experienced. And when I say you talk, I don't necessarily mean that you are to get on social media and record and put it out what has happened to you, but the fact that you can talk about it to yourself. Because sometimes we go through things and we don't even want to acknowledge that we've been through it. That's the hardest part, acknowledging to ourselves that we have been through, learned from, and overcome something. Sometimes just acknowledging to ourselves that we have done it, but we can't celebrate it in front of people because they may not understand, right? So that can be the part of you telling your story, just telling it to yourself. You don't have to go out and tell it to anybody else, right? So with this new About Her Ministry program, we're going to have interviews with women and their stories. We're going to have, well, I call them queens, and I know you see the crown. It's a whole thing behind that, but interviews with queens who have survived and who have words of encouragement and inspiration, and they may even have a platform that you can benefit from. So it's all about hearing the stories and making connections and all of that. So you can expect those things. You can expect nuggets from me. I have a story to tell. I'm telling that. I also have just words of wisdom that I'm going to put in videos. And I'm going to put things on my website as well. Just words of encouragement. Sometimes it's just a quote for the day. So you can expect that. You can also expect unique videos from me. I'm trying my very best to be more creative because I realize that not everybody learns in the same way. Some people are visual, some are audible, learn through audio by hearing, and some women or men, they learn by hands-on or seeing things done and they can catch on. That's where the videos come in with the speeches and the words of advice, just to see it being acted out, almost kind of like in a skit. That's just going to be so awesome. I'm so excited about that part. And so my call to action to anybody who's watching, any woman who's watching, I don't want to discriminate against the men, but I'm called to the women. And so my call to action for you is to speak, Queen. And I know you kind of see my shirt, Speak, Queen, the microphone with the crown. Whenever you speak, I want you ladies to tell your story from a position of authority, because it's your story. And every time you tell your story, you are strengthened by it. It's not woe is me. That's played out. That's played out like leg warmers. We're not doing that. Every time you share your story, it's not, guess what they did to me? And oh my God, if he hadn't, and if she hadn't, I'd be, no. You tell your story with empowerment, because somebody went through lesser and it crushed them. So you tell your story. That's the purpose of the microphone. And in addition to telling your stories, make your declarations. I'm going to do a whole thing about declarations. But the Bible says you will have whatever it is that you say. I am a living witness. That's why I am here today. That's why I am alive. I overcame depression and thoughts of suicide and losing everything I had. Failed marriage, loneliness, bitterness, anger, all of that nasty stuff. And I am a much better person because of the declarations that I made. And declarations are things that you declare, things that you speak out of your mouth. with authority because you will have them. Just like if you go to a restaurant and you place an order, the waiter's going to come back and give you what you ordered. That's a whole thing by itself. So just be on the lookout for that. If you are enjoying the content that I'm giving, be sure to like, share, and subscribe. Also, go to my website, www.beverlybozeman.com. I have some books from my novels that I have written, and I have links or snippets of some videos that I have done, and that's where I'm going to put a lot of the free things that I'm going to give away as I work on that while I work on revamping the channel. So I think that's about it. Thank you guys so much for stopping by. I really do appreciate it. Be sure to release your genius, pull off the impossible every day. Remember, you will have whatever it is that you say. So be positive when you speak, Queen.